Hey everyone, I hope you all are well.
I'm not okay! I'm not okay!
For you gamers out there, I have some exciting news.
Is it?
I'm sure you've seen several new upcoming games that have been announced, some original titles, some remasters or remakes, but one original title in particular piqued my interest, and that is Spyro: A Realm Beyond. Now there are several game franchises that I hold near and dear to my heart, but I would say Spyro definitely takes the cake. I can still remember playing those original 3 games on the PlayStation 1 as a kid, and I still play them to this day. I have played some of the spin-offs, and some of them are fine, but nothing compares to that original trilogy in my opinion. After Toys for Bob released the Reignited trilogy in 2018, I was ecstatic. Spyro reached a new generation of fans, and we were all really hopeful for a 4th title connected to those original 3 games, but that didn't happen. After tons of setbacks in the gaming industry, layoffs and whatnot, Toys for Bob took a step back from Spyro and instead focused more on Crash Bandicoot. I am a fan of the Crash series as well, but I think I'm in the minority of fans who prefer Spyro over Crash. After a few years of rumors and speculation about Spyro 4 being in development, lo and behold, it was not. Crash 4 released in 2021, and while that was great for the Orange Bandicoot, the Purple Dragon fans were left in the dust for many more years to come. We would continue to see little Spyro Easter eggs in the newer Crash games. Toys for Bob would post anniversary content for him, but there was never any confirmation of a new title being in development. Until now. The teaser trailer for Spyro: A Realm Beyond just dropped, and while I am happy to finally see Spyro making a comeback, I am a little skeptical. Let's go ahead and review the trailer and discuss what we know so far. The trailer starts with these cute mystical bird creatures hopping around happily until the sky turns dark and they run for cover. We see a cozy little village and then cut to a shot of our new villain. This enemy is wielding a scepter, much like how Ripto did in the second game, but with a giant purple gem on top of it. The trailer doesn't show their face or say their name, but according to the description on the PlayStation Store, the new threat is a force known as the Scavs. I'm not sure if this is the name of the main antagonist themselves, or if it's just going to be the main enemy type that we'll be fighting, like the Norks and the Rhinox in the original trilogy. We see our boy Spyro finally, and he's all grown up. Well, kind of. His tail has changed slightly with more detail on the tip, his wings are noticeably larger, his body is slightly beefier, and now his head spines are longer and kind of resemble hair. He definitely looks more like a teenager leaning towards young adult, and I'm okay with that. We've seen Spyro as a young dragon for so long, so it's nice to have him grown up a bit in this universe. I think his overall design looks good, but I would have been just as happy if they stuck with the Reignited design. We see him in a desert landscape that resembles the hub worlds and Peacekeepers featured in Spyro 1. If you look very closely, there are some gems laid along the small bridge in the background, so this hopefully confirms that we will still be collecting gems. I honestly do not want any massive overhauls to the core gameplay of Spyro. I'm okay if they add some more open world concepts, but in my opinion they have to maintain portals and gem collecting. Spyro leaps into the air and goes into full flight mode. As he hovers above the clouds, the atmosphere becomes dark and stormy, and we see a large tower in the distance. There appears to be some sort of large gemstone that's chained at the top of this tower, so I'm going to theorize that this is either the villain's lair, or this could just be a main power source. We hear some menacing laughter and then cut to a brief gameplay clip. This clip shows Spyro flying through the air, but not gliding. The devs have made it clear that Spyro will have full flight abilities, but not infinite. They have been making this another focal point, but it's nothing new. We've seen free flight abilities in the original trilogy with levels such as Nasty's loot and the flight levels, and we've also seen it featured in the third Legend of Spyro game, Dawn of the Dragons. In the trailer, you can see that Spyro is able to alter his surroundings to help boost his momentum, gain altitude and boosts, and I'm excited for this because I wished we could do more than just glide in the original games aside from those few specific levels, but it makes sense why it wasn't an option in those earlier titles. I do hope the gameplay itself doesn't rely too much on this free flight mechanic, as I do really enjoy getting to explore the worlds on foot and also while collecting gems and fighting enemies, but having this option is a welcome addition. That's the trailer in a nutshell. It's short and sweet, but it gives the fans something to chew on until release. The devs did say Realm Beyond will be releasing in the spring of 2027, and while I love how soon that is, I can't help but be curious as to why they didn't decide to release it in 2028 to coincide with the 10th anniversary of the Reignited trilogy, which leads me into my initial thoughts and concerns with the teaser trailer and the game itself. The overall aesthetic of this game doesn't really scream classic Spyro to me. It feels more like a hybrid of the Legend of Spyro trilogy and even a little bit of Spyro: A Hero's Tale. I'm not really a fan of A Hero's Tale personally, but I did enjoy the Legend of Spyro trilogy games for what they were. With that being said, I personally do not want that to be the guiding inspiration behind this new game. The diehard fans have been begging for a true Spyro 4 ever since Enter the Dragonfly was such a major disappointment, and with the success of Crash 4, I hoped that we would finally get it. However, you'll notice that the number 4 isn't anywhere in the title, and it's also not featured in the description for the game on the PlayStation Store, which was a deliberate choice by the developers. This worries me a little because in recent interviews, the lead developers from Toys for Bob have been very vague on details regarding the plot and the lore connections.
Spyro has a storied history across multiple games. If you're able, how are you going to capture that old magic? Are we going to see returning characters, other aspects of Spyro lore for longtime fans, but also, is this a game for new fans where they can just enter in and take A Realm Beyond as their first Spyro experience?
Yeah. I mean, we absolutely wanted this to be a great entry point for new players. Obviously, we're not going too deep into the narrative right now, but we are fans. We are deep, fans of the franchise and all of the games, and so we'll have more to share soon.
This is a Spyro game, right? And we want to build on the foundations of what are we all in love with and with the character. And that question took us into the focus of listening to players about what do they love. It's movement. Movement is a huge part of that, and that's the emphasis for today is how does movement go to the next level, and that's flight.
Who do we got?
Well, it is the original.
It's the original.
Not a new voice actor. Yes, correct. That's what I meant. It's all right.
Tom Kenny voicing and embodying Spyro. And so Tom was who we brought back for the Reignited trilogy. It was who voiced Spyro in some of the original games.
They evaded any questions about A Realm Beyond being connected to the first 3 games, and instead only focused on the fact that Tom Kenny is returning to voice Spyro. That's great, guys, but what about the story? Is this Spyro 4 or is it not? I think after how dedicated and passionate the fans have been over the years, we deserve to at least know that much. The devs also stated that they have only been working on this new Spyro game for 2 years. A lot of us thought that they were secretly working on this project years ago, but that's not the case. After how much demand there's been for a Spyro 4, it's crazy to me that they didn't prioritize this sooner, but I guess they had other ideas that they wanted to flesh out instead. I get that this is an evolution of Spyro, but we've seen how many developers have tried to make new iterations of Spyro and fail. So many of them completely misunderstand what makes Spyro so special, especially with that original trilogy. Without those first 3 games, we probably would never have Spyro, or at least how we know him to be today, and the lasting legacy that he's created since those first 3 games were released. I get that Crash tends to be classified as the more popular franchise, but Spyro deserves his 4th game just as much. For years, so many of us have wanted a true sequel to Year of the Dragon, and I'm concerned that this game won't exactly be that. I mean, look at the title alone, A Realm Beyond. You could surmise that the title in and of itself is telling us that this is possibly an alternate universe or even a soft reboot for the franchise, which that's fine. You can still do a soft reboot, but also still have it be a true sequel to that original trilogy. We even see that with a lot of movie franchises today. Toys for Bob did just that with Crash 4, so I just want to know why they decided to opt out of calling this game Spyro 4. I know some people argue that adding the number 4 alienates players, but I disagree. Crash 4 was hugely successful, and none of the newer generation even cared that it was a direct sequel because they had the Insane trilogy. Either way, I'm a Spyro fan, and I will be until the day I die. I will still support the team and play the game, but as a longtime fan, my expectations are a little high. I will say though, since Toys for Bob has waited so long to create this game, my anticipation has dwindled slightly, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed and hoping that they deliver something amazing and fulfilling for the fans. So what do you all think? Are you a longtime Spyro fan like me, or did you become a newer fan after the Reignited trilogy came out? Does the trailer meet or exceed your expectations, or are you just happy to be getting a new Spyro game in general? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. That's all I have for you guys today in this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you like the video and hit subscribe so you can stay notified when I upload new videos. Next up, I will be reacting to the new Resident Evil Veronica teaser trailer, so keep an eye out for that one. I'll catch you all in the next one. See ya.